Bitcoin is pumping. Altcoins are pumping. And one financial expert says we should trust this rally. The question is, should we? We have a lot to discuss in today's video. I'm going to tell you which expert I am talking about. I'm also going to go over the Bitcoin charts and let you guys know what I see happening over there. Trust me when I say this is a video you do not want to miss. That is for sure, because we have a lot to discuss. But remember, nothing here is financial advice. I could always be wrong. Make sure you guys do your research. Now, real quick before I continue, for anyone looking for a great crypto exchange, check out my link to BTCC. You get 10% bonus on first-time deposits, extra bonuses up to $10,000, no VPN, no KYC. If you're someone that still plays around with leverage because you know what you're doing, you get to use up to 500x leverage. The link would be in my description down below for anyone that's interested. All right, so I want to kick things off with some news, some pretty big news, depending on how you actually look at it. All right, so the first piece of news is this right here. So UK formally recognizes crypto as property under new Digital Assets Act. Now, I don't live in UK, but some of you, I don't know if you might think this is a good thing or a bad thing, but let's check out some of the key impacts of the digital asset property category. So litigation becomes easier in cases of fraud, lost access, and ownership disputes. We got crypto assets gain a clear legal basis for inheritance procedures. Exchanges, custodians, and institutions receive stronger legal backing. The UK positions itself competitively amid accelerating regulation in the US and EU. Again, it all depends on how you look at it, because to me, it kind of looks like they're just trying to get deeper into people's pockets. They want to tax people even harder, and this is one way to do it. But again, it just shows you, regardless on how you actually view it, it lets you know that crypto is honestly here to stay and continues to be widely accepted, because everyone's going to try to catch up with what US is trying to do eventually. So this is why I always tell you guys, stay in crypto. Times are tough right now. A lot of portfolios are down, but stay in crypto, stay locked in, because over time, things will get better. I strongly believe that. Check this out. Another piece of news, Bank of America now recommends up to 4% Bitcoin allocation for wealth clients. Up to 4%, Bank of America. Big banks are back in crypto too. I mean, the evidence is just undeniable at this point. So even though it's tough looking at your portfolio being down every single day for, I don't know, maybe most of 2025, stay locked in. Honestly, I strongly believe that. Now, the last piece of news that I want to get into before I actually put up the crypto bubbles, get into Bitcoin charts, talk about who is saying that we should pretty much trust this rally right now, is this piece of news right here. So BNB to release Binance Junior. Now, for anyone that have kids, I guess maybe this could be beneficial if you trust Binance at all. I know a lot of people are tired of Binance. They don't trust Binance, but it's something to, I don't know. It's another piece of thing that lets you know that crypto is just here and things are just getting started. So Binance has introduced Binance Junior, a new parent-controlled app and sub-account designed for kids and teens. Parents maintain full oversight of access, activity, and limits, while young users gain a safe environment to explore digital finance responsibility. The service is aimed at family-oriented crypto savings and financial education, helping prepare children for a future shaped by crypto-powered digital economies. You know, the more and more I think back to the beginning of the internet or social media, it becomes even more obvious that the entire space was going to blow up. There was no stopping it. All the signs was there, all the foundations was there. So that was a time period where you should have actually invested, and you should have invested heavily. I'm not telling anyone to heavily invest right now or anything like that. I'm just using this as an example, right? Because 10 years from now, 15 years from now, a lot of investors is going to look back and be like, man, I should have invested heavily into crypto. Again, I'm not telling anyone to invest heavily, but the signs are here right now. And anyone ignoring the signs is honestly going to regret it maybe 10, 15 years from now. Right now, it seems like 10, 15 years is such a long time away, but eventually it will come. It will come. Okay, and there's going to be a lot of regrets. What is it that I always say? Scared money don't make money. But anyways, let's get into who has been saying that we should pretty much trust this Bitcoin and crypto rally, because he believes that the month of December is going to be massive. And he's got some pretty high price targets as well. Let's listen to Tom Lee.
The last time we had an end to QT, quantitative tightening, was September 2019. And if you look back at that period, the markets really responded well. I think within 3 weeks rallied more than 17%. So I do think the timing of QT ending, which is now essentially QE starting, and the Fed, and at a time when November kind of was topsy-turvy, so I think people got cautious, but now have to performance chase, and then you have a really typically a seasonal tailwind. So I'm pretty bullish into December, even with maybe the first day being rocky.
Now, I don't know if you guys were reading what was on the screen here, but let me pull it back up. So he says, we're set up for a really strong rally into year end. Base case remains S&P 500 year end rally to 7,000 to 73.50. Very likely Bitcoin will be above $100,000 before year end. Do you guys believe that? Do you believe that Bitcoin is going to be over $100,000 again before the year ends? Because right now it's looking kind of strong, and a lot of people is now starting to talk about a Santa Claus rally. I mentioned a possible Santa Claus rally probably about a week ago, and I did tell you guys that I saw a scenario where Bitcoin could end up around $98,000. Investors are going to get trapped before retesting the $81,000 area. But what ended up happening was Bitcoin actually kind of retested this $81,000 area a little bit sooner than anticipated. So maybe that was a double bounce, but I want you guys to be very careful of a potential pattern that could form on the Bitcoin chart. And that potential pattern is a head and shoulder pattern. As you can see, it has kind of started already. So if this thing plays out, then Bitcoin could actually blow past that $98,000 area, which I have talked about, and come up to around $100,000 and maybe $6,000 before it started heading down. I hope that does not happen, and I'm not saying that is necessarily going to happen, but as of right now, the market is just unpredictable until mid-2026, if you ask me. If you take a look at the stochastics, we are still below this dotted line, so we're still technically oversold on the weekly time frame, which is good. This is a time when you want to start buying, but I do want everyone to be a little bit more on the defensive side still, because we never know what's going to happen. A nice Santa Claus rally only for the market to start coming back down. So be cautious, don't leave the market, just pay very close attention and only buy into high conviction coins. Now, if you're someone that's a little bit more experienced in the market, you know how to do a little bit of TA, and you want to make money during these time periods when not much is happening, even though we're getting a little bit of a bounce on Bitcoin, but it's not severe, right? You want to make, that 20% here and there, that 40% here and there, then yeah, opening up a swing trade is definitely a good idea. Look on the charts, look where these coins bottomed out, and just open your swing trades here, right? You could just set a limit buy order. So for example, this is a Ethereum chart. You can see that back here, November 22nd, Ethereum came down to around $2,700. And then back here on December 1st, Ethereum basically retested that area. So set your limit buy orders at the lows and just ride that swing. You can make a couple bucks here and there. Why not, right? But again, nothing in this video is financial advice. This is all just my opinion. Hopefully you guys are able to manage your own portfolio and conduct proper research. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. Check out a few of the links down below. And until next time, take care.